the corporate taxes. 10 years, Liberals, Conservatives, $120 billion. Country shed 600,000 good paying jobs. Never once between the Liberals and the Conservatives did they say, we'll give you a corporate tax break, but you can't eliminate a good paying Canadian job. That would have been smart government. Smart government. And if the tax breaks are so good for large employers, why is it every time a worker has a new contract and goes back to collective bargaining, these fat cats squeeze, squeeze, and squeeze? It's about the rich getting richer. It's about the corporate agenda and filling their bonuses. Their bonuses. That money never goes back to the workers. That money never goes back to their families. The corporate elite get huge bonuses while the middle class continue to fight every day of their lives. It's about jobs. We're great manufacturers. We're great producers. It's about putting working Canadians on a level playing field with the rest of the world. We understand it's a global economy. We understand that. But let's take a few steps back. Let's put measures in place that reward our seniors. No senior should have to live in poverty. No retiree should have to go to bed at night and wonder if their pension is going to be there tomorrow. And no worker who's fortunate enough today to have a job still should have to worry if they're the next one getting tapped on the shoulder that their job has been eliminated or their plant's closing. We should put measures in place that make that illegal. And if you're going to ship our jobs out of this country, shame on you. You shouldn't be doing it. The young gentleman there today talked about what about people that are jobless. We put an action center at Midtown Mall when we seen this big wave coming. The CAW Local 222 put it in place. I opened up to the whole community. If you're still jobless, my friend, Midtown Mall, I have people there to help you out. We put in place the first ever supplier park when General Motors idled our plant. I've got a letter that doesn't allow them to demolish it. Right now we have over 600 people producing auto parts in that. We created employment in our community. The government never did that. I did it with help of union leadership. General Motors wanted to tear that plant down. I said, absolutely not. In today's environment, let's put work in there. Ultimately, we wanted to have a vehicle. That didn't come place, but we created several hundred jobs for people in this community. In closing, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to have the opportunity to run in a federal election. Most people would never think they'd have an opportunity to run in a federal election. I'm sure when Colin first got elected in 2004, he was on cloud nine going, wow, I'm a member of Parliament. I want to be your next member of Parliament. I want to go to Ottawa, and I want to do the best I can for working class Canadians and seniors and the youth right across Oshawa and right across our country. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Virginia Irvin. Thank you. What I was provided by Gail was basically what I read to you initially. Because I'm not actually the candidate, that's why I didn't provide answers to the question period. So what I would like to request, if it's possible, if you could potentially generate a list of the questions and email them to Gail, that would be wonderful, because that way at least she would be able to answer those questions as well, so that if anybody's interested in what she would have said, they would have the opportunity to find out for themselves. So that being said, she didn't have the opportunity to prepare a closing statement, so I'm just going to say a couple of things from where I stand in regards to my experience with Gail and her commitment to this. I've known Gail for a few years now. I know that she's worked as a nurse in the community, and she has shown an overwhelming level of commitment to the community and the health of its members, and has based her life off of making a living doing so. Because she truly does care about the people who live here and what's going on in their personal lives. And I don't doubt for one second that she would fight very hard to work, to do whatever she could to protect not just workers, not just pensioners, not just students, but everybody, and what's best for everyone in the long run. We have a variety of policies committed to poverty elimination and helping with a variety of issues. If anyone here enjoys using the internet, I urge you to please take a look at our website at greenparty.ca. And if you don't use the internet and you would like to get some documentation, written documentation, feel free to grab one of our brochures, and Gail's contact information is there. You can call her. She'll We'll mail you information, whatever you would like. We'll do whatever we can to accommodate you. I don't want to get into my personal opinion about some of the things that I don't agree with the other parties, because I prefer to focus more on creating a positive message. So what I would like to end this with is to let you know that it really is time for change. And I think now, after the past 7 years, we've seen enough track record of our own by our current government to develop our own opinions. You don't need me to tell you what you like and don't like. You can formulate that opinion for yourself. And this is your chance, this is your opportunity to make history in Canada and elect a new representative for the new party that will truly fight for what they believe is best for all of you, not one particular niche group. So when you go to the polls on May 2nd and you're hemming and hawing trying to decide who you're going to vote for, please take a moment and think about what you're trying to do for you. Not just in Oshawa, not just in Ontario, not just in Canada, but around the world. We are fighting for people to protect them from the issues that we're facing and frightfully trying to survive during this time of chaos. We offer solutions that provide stability, sustainability, comfort, nourishment, health, and a variety of other issues that I could take me hours to list. But in closing, I want to personally thank everyone here and for the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak on Gail's behalf, considering the circumstances. And if you have any questions for her, please don't hesitate to contact her. She's a wonderful person, and she will gladly take the time to speak with you, either face-to-face or on the phone or via email, however you would prefer. So thank you once again, and please don't forget to vote on May 2nd, whoever you're going to vote for. Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia. James Morton.
Well, thank you all very much. Colin talked about a high tax agenda that the opposition has. Well, I just want to remind you that Brian Mulroney left a huge deficit when he left office. Stephen Harper is going to leave a huge deficit when he leaves office. Both of those are going to be cleaned up, or the last one was cleaned up by Paul Martin and the Liberal Party. It is not possible to have the social safety net that we need to pay for our health care, to pay for our pensions, to make sure that our manufacturing industry is surviving and strong if our economic house is out of order. We have to make sure that the budget balances, and that's something that, to my mind, is absolutely critical. It's also important that we act not for one group or another, but that we act for all people in Oshawa. And that's something the Liberal Party stands for. It's good that people do economic things. It's good to be in business. I'm a small business person myself. It's good to be an employee. We have to make Canada work for everyone, so everyone has dignity, respect, and a decent living. I want to finish by saying this. I really thank you for coming today. I want to thank the other candidates for coming today. I've been canvassing now for, it seems like, 10 years. I don't think it's been that long. And I can tell you, it's tough slogging. And I know how hard everyone has been working. So it's a privilege. I thank you. And please, I echo the last point. Go out and vote. Whoever you vote for. I'd like you to vote for me. But the most important thing is that you go out and vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the candidates for coming, and good luck in the upcoming election. I'd also like to take a minute to thank Nancy Townsend for coming in and covering the refreshment table. And please feel free to stay and have refreshments and meet and greet your candidates. Thank you all.